Hey, it's the Crude project here, and we're proud to announce a partnership with IllumineScents. We're all about supporting local businesses, and they are a great local business to support.
My favorite scent so far is going to have to be the Smoky Mountain Firewood.
Mine's going to have to be France Lavender here. They currently have two sizes available. Smaller one is 8 ounces, the bigger one, 16 ounces. They also have these wax melts as well. We'll drop the link down below for you guys to check them out.
Stay tuned for our own personal scent brought to you by IllumineScents.
Welcome back to the Crude project, everyone. I'm here with Ant and Kevin the 2 Cent, and as always, we've got a great episode for you guys. And what do we got?
Some more internet beef between Sneako and Moist Critikal. Again,
Before we get to that, if you guys enjoy the content, please like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let's dive into this.
they had a 2-hour debate
Yeah.
recently, and it kind of left the internet a little baffled on some of their own views, some of the things they said between each other during this whole debate about consent.
Yeah.
You could pretty much encapsulate the whole debate about consent. These two have had a little bit of a long relationship of beef. A lot of people saw this was maybe 2023, maybe 2020, end of 2022. I don't remember exactly when, but there was some beef between Sneako, Moist Critikal, to the point to where they were like banning each other from their own streams. So they were talking literally through Twitch clips. So somebody would send a Twitch clip to the other person that was clipped from their stream. And that was really one of the biggest unfoldings of the recent of Moist Critikal, to where he was known as like a mini John Wick. Like, no one knew Sneako or Moist Critikal actually had firearms or was an actual cut anime god. The man is like completely chiseled, very, very good physique, and has decked out rifles, pistols, and it was like it blindsided everybody. Now I was like, "Hey, yo, you better not touch his dog." Like, that was like the thing. Like, Moist Critikal was literally like, we have no idea how good he actually is, but just as Sneako definitely got put down hard. I mean, Sneako is such a big name that obviously he managed to bounce back, but after that, like, it was a very obvious Moist Critikal put him in the dirt on that. But now, in light of Dr. Disrespect, now the Mr. Beast issue, things that people are giving their opinion on what should be what now.
So I believe it was because of the Chris Tyson situation that recently happened with, Mr. Beast's friend. It was Sneako who threw some shade on Moist Critikal for not responding soon enough and condemning Chris Tyson for all his actions and what's going on. But he was like, oh, you were quick to bash Dr. Disrespect, but here you are. It's been like some odd number of days, and you still haven't said anything about Chris Tyson. That is crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's when Moist Critikal replied to that. And so they had this back and forth about that for a little bit. And then they had I think this was past week or so, just recently, they had like a 2-hour or something like that debate, just them two, one-on-one. They were just going at it. And some of the stances that these two had on certain things, because I forgot what their conversation went from, like this whole Chris Tyson thing to like
consent. Pretty much it turned into like various situations for ages of consent.
Yeah.
Whether it was either to marry or have a relationship.
Yeah.
Or having an actual sexual transition from male to female from, a surgical standpoint.
Right. Yeah. Because so Sneako was calling him out on Sneako's stance. Okay. So here's the thing. Both of their stance, I don't agree with. I'm just going to say it outright. They're both crazy for both of their stances on whatever the hell they're. So here's the thing. Sneako was basically claiming that if you are allowed to get a permit, and the legal driving age was about like 15 years old, because that's when you get a permit and whatnot,
15,
16, whatever. So he's like, if that's the legal age of driving, then you should technically be able to get married when you have reached a age of maturity. And he believes the age of maturity is around the time that you get your permit. 15, 16 was what he was claiming that is a good age. If both parties, you and whoever you are marrying and the parents consented, then there's no problem. He says, I don't see a problem with that. Moist Critikal had something to say about that. And he did not like that. He said, no, I think that's completely wrong. And that I think that the minimum age of consent, or the minimum age that you should be thinking of getting married, should be when you're an adult. And an adult in US is considered when you're 18.
Right.
When you're 18. So that was his stance. But it went on and on. It got even crazier.
Moist came out with his own crazy spot where he was saying the age of consent for a sexual transition could be as low. Wrote it down. Was it past 14?
Yeah. So
so around the same time. So Sneako's was 15, 16. You can get married and, you should be age of consent. Moist Critikal said no. But Moist Critikal then rebutted and said, well, you should be able to have a sex transition around 14, 15, 16 years old.
Yeah.
And then Sneako had a rebuttal that was actually pretty strong as well. Both of them had a good rebuttal against the other's point, but both of them made horrible points.
Right, that's the thing.
It was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you're thinking for 1 minute, and then you bring your own opinion. It's like, whoa, slow it down. Yeah. Because Sneako was saying, okay, so you're not okay with the age of consent for marriage or sexual activity at 15 or 16, which we don't either. Yeah. But you're okay with them making a life-changing decision that
is irreversible.
Yeah. You're not, once that Lego pops off, you ain't putting it back on.
Right. And he was, and he was okay with that because Moist Critikal said that, if all parties consent, so I think that should be okay.
What's the difference? Like, what are they should have agreed with each other at this point. Like, they both were in the same crazy boat.
Right.
They were battling two oars in a different direction, but
they should let us sink together.
It's crazy. They were going nowhere.
I think they both shot themselves in the foot with this debate and their stance on crazy topic and points.
Right.
This is why the internet was exploding over this.
Yeah.
Because both of them are stance. And both of them are pretty big on the internet. Mm-hmm. So they have a good number of fan base, I guess, followers.
Very much. They
draw a lot of eyes. They draw a lot of attention. And so when a great number of people saw this, they were like, hold on, whoa, hold on. This is different from everything that they have said before. This is actually crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a little shocking for a lot of people because they were like, I had no idea that this dude believes in that. I had no idea that this guy believes in that. So now they're not only having people enraged in two different areas, they also are losing followers, and a whole lot of people are condemning them for what they have said.
Nickmercs, definitely. Nickmercs has been so involved with the various drama ever since the doc. Before that, but right after the doc's situation spun, and people were really, really hitting him because the doc's your friend. Mm-hmm. After that moment, he has been so much involved, and I just keep seeing his YouTube videos. It's like, the Chris Tyson, the Docker disrespect, this and that, and now the whole Sneako. I mean, he's made various videos about Mr. Beast, Chris Tyson, Sneako, Moist Critikal updates, and I think he's doing more of reaction and his own opinions on that than he is gaming these days.
Well, the thing is, because I think it's because of the fact that it's where he stands.
Oh, yeah.
And it's against those ideologies. The mutilation of children. He's against that. Mm-hmm. The whole underage marriage and consent to sex, all of that. He's against that.
Yeah.
He's all about leave the kids alone from these situations. Do not, just leave the kids alone.
Yeah.
He's against that. He's all about child protection and all that, you know? So when someone says some outrageous stuff like this, and they're also influential on the internet, and you also draw some eyes, now you're
that's a big thing.
Saying some, so he's kind of forced to in his own platform, because he has a good number of following too.
Huge.
So he is obligated, so to speak, to reply to this and give his rebuttal and condemn it. Like, yo, you guys are crazy. Stop.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's a big thing that I'm glad you brought that up about being an influencer. And when you see people and you look up to somebody and they say, yeah, you can do that, that's fine. And then you immediately, you got to think younger, and a lot of the audience that's going to be watching them, not all, but a good number could be younger people who are in that boat. And you got to think what you say can change how people live their life. And people don't think that that's not that true, but my gosh, it really is.
Especially young and undeveloped minds.
Yeah. People who have not seen enough of the world, and they haven't made enough mistakes.
Yep.
And unfortunately, if a mistake would be to, try and have consent on either one of those sides at a younger age, could change a lot of you in drastic ways.
They're like sponges, bro. They absorb everything. And because their minds have not developed yet, when they absorb all of this, how are the cookies? They're good?
Go.
When their minds are undeveloped and when they absorb all of this, they're confused. You have now young adolescents that you're keeping them confused, and you're making it hard for them to choose what is right and wrong.
Yeah.
I think that in itself is wrong, bro. You should not be doing that shit. Yeah. You should not be creating an environment to have kids confused.
I definitely stand with Nickmercs in the fact that it should be the parents that make the decisions for these sort of things. Now, let's say the kid decides that they want to transition at 15, and the parents are like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. You can't step in, even if you feel it's wrong. Yeah. Look, that's not your kid. If I hope the parents are there for if it doesn't work out, you know what I mean? And the kid is left, in shambles because he decided at 15 he wanted to be a girl, and now at 19 he realizes it was a mistake, and now he's not. There's nothing he can do. Yeah. And hopefully the parents are there to help support that sort of situation. But you can't jump in and be like, no, you can't do that, because it's no different from when, the schools wanted to teach the kids about sex ed and being trans at such a young age, and parents were like, no, you're not doing that. It's a two sides of the same coin. You can't get involved if their kid decides they want to and the parents consent, then, you got to go through that sort of sign off on whatever they want to do.
Right. So, yeah. So that's kind of like the story that's been developing, unfolding between these two influencers on the internet. And Moist Critikal recently put out another video after this whole debate of theirs, and he said that basically, like, he's not a debater, and that his words were twisted, and he wasn't prepared for a debate. He was just prepared. He was just there to have like a conversation with this guy or whatever. It's just like he did not correct himself, or he did not like go back on his words of what he said about. And so he's getting more backlash for it. But then he stated, all right, you know what? Like, I'm done with reaction videos. I'm done with like giving responses to these dramas on internet, and like letting people just like twist my words and stuff. And so I'm taking a break from doing all of that. And he said, I'm going to go and do what I like, which is like some of the gaming stuff that he does and whatever. So he's like, I'm done with that stuff. I'm gonna do what I want to do from now on.
Sounds like a good idea to do. Not get canceled, right?
Yeah, right.
After coming out with a statement like that, that's probably the strongest move he probably, whether or not it's actually what he meant to say or not. In the eyes of the internet, it does not matter. What he said, it's out there. It's, what do they call a digital footprint? Right. So he's best off not touching that anymore. Move on to something else, and just, let that be where it is. set it alone. Don't touch it.
So this whole 2 takes on these 2 matters that these 2 had, I thought it was insane.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to kind of give our thoughts on it, right?
They're both crazy.
They're both crazy. So, I would not support people like that who believes in these 2 ideologies. Absolutely not. No. So whoever, if you guys are following these dudes, why? If you're gonna follow them for like their gaming stuff or whatever, cool, whatever. But I don't know.
You just gotta know. Yeah. I guess once somebody comes out and they have their own, like it's easy to follow somebody when you don't know their opinions,
right?
And then when they do, you have to think like, is this something I want to support as well?
Yeah.
Right? You have to.
So that's our 2 cents about this matter, and let us know what you guys think in the comment section for this whole drama that's been unfolding and been exploding on the internet about these 2 crazy ass takes of theirs. If you guys enjoyed the content, please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go over to our Spotify channel, leave us a review, follow us for a great commute listen, and we will see you guys on the next one.
See ya.